everyone, this is Charmaine here, and I know it's been a while since I have gotten a video posted on YouTube, but I'm excited to share with you why that is. It's because I've been traveling a lot and I've been finding healthy foods while traveling as well. I've been going to Japan and Korea a lot for the last few months, so I'm excited to share with you what I ate on this trip. But this trip was actually back in September and October. We had a great time visiting Okinawa, which is actually a blue zone in Japan, and I'll actually share with you what they eat in the blue zones in the later part of this video, so make sure you watch this video. We also visited Seoul for the first time, so it was really fun together. And if you want to see and follow along what we ate, what healthy foods you can also eat while traveling, then make sure you watch this video. The first meal we have here is something that I had in Seoul. It's actually called Bibimbap, so it's actually mixed rice. What's great about this dish is that you can put whole grains in the bottom, so you can actually use farro, quinoa, barley, and you can put different vegetables on top, and then you just mix it with a red pepper paste. On top you can see that there's something that looks like an egg. It's actually a plant-based egg, so it's lower in saturated fat and no cholesterol at all. So I find that super delicious, and it was a very refreshing meal and definitely gave me a lot of ideas what I can make going back home. The second meal here we had in Fukuoka in my hotel room. You can see that there's slippers there, but the reason why that is because there's this shop that they sell plant-based bento boxes that are very healthy for you. They have a lot of fermented side dishes and they give you whole grain rice. They also have fermented daikon as well, which is actually great for lowering your blood sugar. They also have different seaweeds too, which is high in vitamins, minerals, and especially iodine. It was really cool to be able to find bento boxes that are healthy and good for you. Now the next dish we have here is a cheesecake, but it's not just any other cheesecake, it's actually a healthy cheesecake. The filling here is made of nuts like cashews and blueberries, and the crust is made of dates and nuts. And they also topped it with blueberries as well, which makes it a healthier alternative to cheesecake. It's lower in refined sugar and definitely also way lower in saturated fat as well. I also had a lot of matcha as well on this trip. This is a matcha that I had from a random shop, and it's great because when you get matcha, you can just get pure matcha and it actually tastes really smooth even without adding any milk and sugar. And this next meal, I had it on a train. In Japan, there's a lot of Shinkansen, which are bullet trains, and sometimes it takes 2-3 hours to be on a train, so it's very common for people to bring bento boxes with them. I was able to find a healthy bento box that is fully plant-based, and they use a lot of whole foods plant-based ingredients to make this meal. Even the pasta salad you see is free of eggs or dairy, and I will always get a vegetable side dish with any meal that I have. As you can see here, I actually got a salad from the convenience store. This salad is made with a lot of fibrous vegetables, including seaweed, including daikon and okra as well. So if you are traveling to Asia, it's actually really convenient to find healthy vegetable dishes in their convenience stores. The next one, I had it in a hotel. They had a lot of variety of different fruits to choose from. They're very fresh and most fruits are low in glycemic index. This was actually in a Japan in Hotel Okinawa, and I noticed the way they plate their dish was with a variety of different vegetables on that plate, so I also copied them at the hotel breakfast to make this out of the buffet foods that they have. The next dish is a hot stone bibimbap. It was amazing because it had crispy rice underneath and they used multigrain rice with different vegetables on top, which adds more of the fiber to the meal. Not to mention, they also have side dishes like kimchi, radishes that also provides probiotic and fiber. The next meal I had was a mushroom poke bowl. I usually have a tofu poke bowl, but I never had mushroom poke bowl. Mushrooms are fantastic. It's very high in chitin, and they also gave us brown rice as well. If brown rice still is a little bit higher in glycemic index for you, you can switch it to wild rice or even brown basmati rice or quinoa to make your poke bowl. Edamame is also a great snack to have, and it's actually especially popular in Asia as well, so definitely order a side of edamame. It can help boost your protein intake and your fiber intake at the same time. So this sushi platter we were able to find in Korea. It was a restaurant called Ethical Table. Unfortunately, I don't think it's in business anymore, but it was one of the best meals that I've ever had. They were able to make the sushi with plant ingredients ingredients alone, and dare I say, they taste even better than the normal sushi with animal products. They utilize different plants like mushrooms and different vegetables to recreate these flavors, and it was so flavorful. It was very aromatic, such a great meal, 10 out of 10. Next, we also had sweet potatoes as well. Sweet potatoes is definitely a better alternative compared to potatoes itself when it comes to glycemic index. It's very high in antioxidants and high in fiber as well, and this is a snack that we had on the street, and it's just sweet potatoes alone. And last but not least, this was the meal I had in Okinawa. We went to the Blue Zone village where they had a restaurant showcasing what their diet usually looks like, and we got the plant-based version. And the only difference between the plant-based version and the regular version is if you see the little slab of tofu there, instead of tofu, the non-plant-based version just has a little piece of meat there, and that is all the meat that they have. But we got the plant-based version, so we had the little bit of tofu that they had, but everything else was mostly plant-based. As you can see in the middle, they had whole grain rice with azuki beans. It's a rice ball. They had okra, they have stir-fried vegetables, they have different kinds of fruits. They also had fermented foods like miso as well. And if you don't know what blue zones are basically where people are able to live a really long life, where there's a lot of people in the population that live over 100 years old, and this is the diet that they eat. They have very low risk for diabetes, which is exciting because these are the diet that they eat. And if you can see that these foods are not low in carbohydrates at all, they are actually pretty high in carbohydrate. It also goes to show that carbs is not the enemy of type 2 diabetes, but insulin resistance is. And I hope you enjoy this video where you'll be inspired to make more dishes. The one thing I love traveling is trying different dishes so I can remake them at home and make it even healthier. And if you want to learn how to truly reverse type 2 diabetes at its root cause, make sure you watch my free Reversing Diabetes training. Link is in the description, and I'll see you guys there.